Alright, I'm doing changing my tire on the rear wheel. So starting out, I'm going to take the chain guard off and then loosen up these tighteners for the chain tightener. Then you have a 21mm nut here and a 19mm on the other side, and this is set at 85 Newton meters. If I use an impact driver, if you don't have an impact driver, you're most likely going to need a breaker bar, whether it's a specific breaker bar or you just make one up, but you're going to need a handle to get some leverage on it because this one seats on there pretty good. So we'll just get going. Big thing, if you have a bonding and you're noticing, you're like, shit, I gotta take off my pipes in order to get at the axle on the rear tire. Well, that's because I got Truxton headers and Truxton pipes on my bike, so it makes it a little easier. I can leave these on when I work with the rear wheel. This one's always a pain to get into. You're going to be having some parts coming off on this through the axle and the washers for the wheel, the chain guard, stuff like this. So I always have my nifty magnet trays standing by. If you watch any of my videos, you can see how stupid I get about losing parts and bolts. Okay. Now to loosen these tighteners. Kind of do these at the same time because they work together, designed to give an even pull for your chain. So you just want to back this off a little bit. This should be good enough. 19 to this side to hold it. sorry, this is I misspoke. I think I said 21 earlier. That's wrong. This is 24. So 19 millimeter this side, 24 to the other side. It's going to be set at 85 newton meters. Like I said, either impact driver or you're gonna need a breaker bar. So okay, now we're ready to tap our wheel out. This back in our magnet tray. Okay. After 24 millimeter nut, you have a washer. Here we go. You can see I'm not banging on anything, just gentle tapping. Okay, I had to put the axe back in because just realized I skipped a step. That's caught on video, my mistake. But it's a good idea to get your brakes off. Fucking duh. So I'm gonna get my brakes off real quick. So make sure you get your brakes off before you go to get your tire off. Just makes life easier, you think? Okay. Now we should come. I'm ready to get the wheel out again. So here goes. Wheels on the ground. Here's your axle if you've never seen it. Roll this forward so that we can get our chain off. Okay, that big clunk you just heard, no big deal. It is. That was a clunk you just heard. And this is basically just the housing, I don't forget the correct term, but axle, when we get ready to go put the bike back in, I'll bring the camera around the other side, but axle's gonna go through here, and there's a groove with the slot on the frame that this part fits into, like so, and then this house is our brake. That's what that is, and that's the clunk you heard. Hey, as you can see, I got my money's worth out of these tires. They're gone. They're definitely gone. Probably should have had them changed sooner. I'm kind of bad about that. It's not a good way to think, but I always think dollar-wise and keep going on my tires as long as I can. It's a pretty stupid thing to do. So, if your tires get down this bad, it's time to change rubber. So, I'm rambling again. That's it, man. That is it to get a tire off. So, but one thing I do, if you can see in the bike that well or not, but all in here, and then the swing arm and the wheel, it is the perfect time to clean. And to clean to where you can get into stuff that normally is a pain in the ass to get into, here it's easy. So I always take extra time on doing wheels because I can clean stuff that I normally can't. So with that said, I'm going to clean and I'm going to come back and show how to button this up. Alright, one thing I failed to mention that's important, just for throwing this, but when you get the wheel off, okay, trying to do this as a one-man operation isn't always the easiest. Hold on a sec. There we go. But when you go get the wheel off, I showed you the axle and the washer on the other side of the 24 millimeter. Now, another important thing, you don't want to leave it on the wheel to be changing tires and balancing whatever and lose it. But you have a washer on this side and this spacer on the other side. Make sure take these out and put them away with the other rear wheel stuff, because speaking from experience, if you forget about them, they have a magical way of growing feet and running away on you, and then you can't find them when you go to put your wheel on. So remember your spacers and your washers on these wheels.